Welcome to the wild world of the diagnostic laboratory industry, where we focus on science, compliance, sales marketing, and self-mastery. Welcome to Lab Results with Blake. I'm your host, Blake Bork. Why are people so selfish? Why are they so mean? Why do they say hateful things? Why do they lie and manipulate to get what they want? Why do they cheat? Why do they steal? There are a lot of examples of this in today's culture, especially in diagnostic lab sales. There's a lot of mistrust and distrust in the industry, and for good reason. For good reason. A lot of laboratory sales reps have gotten told stories by their executives, by their leadership. I've gotten rope-a-doped or opie looped or whatever before, several times, where I believed that, we were sending samples to a laboratory, and that laboratory, I believed that when we were running reference samples for our lab, that they were going to pay us, and they stiffed us on the bill. I've also been in situations where, I'm in partnerships, and for some reason, integrity isn't valued across the table as much. The way that doctors are reports and the quality of tests are treated aren't valued as much. It's real hard for me to tolerate that type of situation. I really start looking for a way out. And so what I was reading this morning in Matthew, and it was about a prayer on the golden rule, and do unto others as you wish for them to do unto you. And I was like, well, where are other historical contexts is there besides the Bible for the golden rule? Is that something that just popped up then? And so I started doing some research this morning on the golden rule, and realized that it's very ancient. In fact, Confucius it said, let me find this quote so I don't mess it up, because he said it different than I'm going to say it. Confucius actually said, "Do not do to others what you do not want done to yourself." So, Confucius kind of talked in double negative sometimes, but do not do to others what you do not want to be done to yourself. Matthew said, do unto others as you wish to be, done to you. In ancient Egyptians, the preaching was, do to the doer to make him do. And if you want somebody to do something for you, treat them nice. Whatever you want somebody to do to you, do to them. And the thing about it is, when you have these very selfish lab cultures that are about making money and about protecting someone's ego, in the executive team, the CEO happens to be a narcissist and actually tells stories to everyone in the organization, and everybody sees it. Everybody knows this man's a liar, right? You guys have all worked for people like this. You may be working for someone like it right now, but you know this man or woman, that they're lying to everyone. It's just for some reason, no one's willing to call them out. And if a person does stand up and call them out on it, they get cut out, right? Because it's a very Stalin type of disease that they have. They want to delete anybody who dissents. And then that permeates through the entire organization. Because now people are taking that selfishness and that scarcity, also that insecurity, and they're passing it on to doctors. They feel like they got to close deals, and they got to protect their paycheck because, man, they signed up for this job. They were lied to on their job interview. They changed and pivoted their life. They literally, this was yesterday's reading, don't throw your pearls in front of the pigs. The pigs will stomp them in the mud, and then they'll turn around and tear you to pieces. We have salespeople that are literally giving their life pearls, their energy, their whole essence, their purpose, trying to do a good job for patient care. And we have these pigs in the lab industry that are trampling their pearls in the mud and tearing the sales reps to pieces. And so when we're thinking about do unto others as we want them to do unto us, what about the patient? Where's the patient at in that? You're a salesperson, and you want to make sure that the provider wins. It's ultimately because the patient needs to win. So when we look at out-of-network billing versus in-network billing and being able to explain that to providers and not lying to them about your in-network versus out-of-network status, if you're a lab executive and you're lying to your sales team about your in-network versus out-of-network status because you want them to just onboard the entire book of business and you don't care about that salesperson's relationships, you don't deserve to be in this industry. Like you're not the guy that I want to be around. You're not the guy that I want to work with. I pity you. And if I've ever met you in the past, I hate the day that I actually said, yes, I'd work with you. Just know that, because if you're going to lie to a salesperson to get them to work for you to onboard business and you are hiding, you are omitting information to those salespeople, you are committing a sin against them. But dude, like that stuff stays in the universe. Like these people have got families. They've got folks at home that count on them and depend on them. And you manipulated them so that way you could get what? Samples that you don't even know if you're going to collect on because you're not smart enough to understand revenue cycle management. Because you don't actually understand what the hell all this is about. And you're still trying to work a get rich quick scheme. So if you don't want salespeople to lie to you, do not lie to salespeople. Liars buy from liars. If you do not want doctors to lie to you as a salesperson about starting an account or sending samples or how they really feel about your product, do not lie to them. Do not admit the truth. Stay honest through the entire process. And if you want patients to pay their in-network versus out-of-network bills, do not lie to them about the lab's in-network status. Do not lie to them about if you're going to send them to collections or not. Do not set yourself up for an easy, lax billing policy OIG visit. Treat others as you want to be treated. And that is going to roll all the way downhill to the patient care. It's also going to make you better at home. There's less war that you're going to experience in your life. There's less anxiety. When you are lying to others just to protect your ego because you want to be right in the moment, because you want approval. Women aren't the only ones that we say, unfortunately, we mischaracterize women as having daddy issues. Women are the only ones that have daddy issues. Men have daddy issues too. Men and women both have had traumatic trauma in their childhood, and will have daddy issues. Men seek other men's approval because something happened in their childhood, and they end up with daddy issues. And then they just want people to pat them on the back. Their love language is words of affirmation almost only. They'd rather somebody say you're doing a good job, and they'll lie, cheat, and steal just to be able to get the pat on the back and the approval. And so when you're seeing this inside of your lab leadership, when you see people who are willing to lie or try to bring you in, right? Because the truth collides. It's the reason why I coach on collision-based sales. It's because the truth actually collides. Lies collaborate. You have to collaborate with somebody else to be able to do a lie. You have to get in a room and talk about it. And then now you got to protect the lie. And the energy that it takes to protect the lie ends up becoming the thing now. Because now all this time and this energy has got to be, you got to prepare to be able to like protect that lie. Because if it gets out, oh my God, the truth's going to sting. We can't shine light on this dark spot because we don't know what we're going to see there. Right. And so if you just treated if you want to be lied to and you want to be told lies about patient care, you want to be lied to about if your QCs work or not? Do you really want employees to lie to you about if doctors are satisfied with the lab's test results? I've been around men that's what they want. Because when you tell them the truth, they get angry at you. And they want to justify their story. You know? I got somebody right now that like Moldex is around, it's covering certain states. It's been rolled out. It's been rolled out for almost like 2 years now. It started in 2021. And so now we have it like firmly planted, and we're having to have conversations about if it's actually real or not. And it's like, dude, Google, we should not be arguing about this. Do not take the risk to actually bill something in Moldex whenever your lab is in a Moldex region. Do not bill UTI Molecular in Moldex. Don't do it. You're going to risk getting the money recouped. But they would rather be lied to by the people who are getting money from them. They'd rather be cuddled and coddled by people who are going to give them soft truths and easy ways to be able to get a pat on the back. Instead of saying, no, that's wrong. That's not going to work. I apologize. Here are the facts. You need a new plan. And so deliver the truth, because that's what the only thing that we deserve is the truth. Treat other people with the golden rule. Treat them how you want to be treated. Guys, honestly, if you want to be lied to, then I guess you're a little bit different. I'm not sure where that fits in with the golden rule, but I think most people want to have the truth told to them. And in the sales process, it's the most important aspect of what we're doing. So if your leadership, again, is lying to you, reach out to us so we can find you another place. There are plenty of good laboratories out there. We'd love to have a conversation with you about coaching on an interview and how to prepare your resume and how to get your experience and how to do a highlight tape to be able to show that you can close. Being able to actually do molecular training on the clinical sale and taking that clinical sale and doing some tape to show how you close, like that's a complete game changer. You would be able to pre-frame anybody with that type of video content. Being good at working Zoom and doing email sequences and follow-up and showing them you have a proven system to be able to go from cold call to gold call. How you get leads on social media. These are the things that people who are hiring high performers, this is what high performers do. And so if you are in a situation where you can't trust your lab leadership, reach out to us so that way we can help find you new lab leadership. With that, guys, enjoy your weekend. It's Friday in my world. Stay curious, have fun, stay healthy, enjoy, practice the golden rule. If you didn't get your workout in today, it ain't too late. You've been listening to Lab Results with Blake, with your host, Blake Bork. Please like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. Remember, greatness is contagious.